Yes, now, Famalamo, welcome back to another video. Thank you for joining me today on this fabulous day. I know my my viewers are all well and good. Today I'm going to talk about one of my best experiences, one of my most prized experiences in boxing, because there's a lot of good things in boxing, but there's also a lot of fucking slimy bastards. I'm not gonna lie. Boxing is teeming and it's littered with slimy fuckers. Believe me, and I've got many stories to tell you about these slime balls. But anyway, we're gonna keep it light today. I'm gonna talk about one of my best experiences in boxing. So I must have been maybe 17 years old, and I would fight for England and Great Britain, and I got picked to go to the Commonwealth Youth Games. The Commonwealth Youth Games are not the full Commonwealths, they're the Commonwealth Youths, as I said. Fucking hell, Jazza. Pretty explanatory really, isn't it? But what a youth is, it's 17 to 19 year olds, not quite senior. Once you turn 18 or 19 at the time, maybe, I'm not sure actually, but you become a man, a real man, like Pinocchio when he becomes a real man. Like that. No, you become a boy. So yeah, actually I was like Pinocchio. I was still a boy. I was going to Commonwealth Boy Games, and the Commonwealth Games, Youth Games, I think it was about 17, 18 years old anyway. I was the youngest in the pool. It was a 2-year pool, and I was one of the youngest in it, and it was in Bombay, which is now called Mumbai. But for me, it's always going to be Bombay because it just sounds better, doesn't it? I think they changed the name because it had that much of a bad rep. They tried to dress it up, but Bombay will always be Bombay. It was a great experience for me. Like I've said in other videos, I didn't travel up until this. I must have been 22 or something like that before I ever went away on a plane on a holiday or anything like that. I'd never been away. I'd only been away with boxing, and this time with boxing, being away in the sun, it was amazing because it was in a place called Pune in India, and it was some experience because from the Great Britain team, the England team that we were on, we all got a kit, we all got a big massive gym bag, and when you're a youngster, you get these gym bags. I never forget the first pair of gloves I got. Oh, you're just so happy. Like, you get given a pair of gloves, it's even better. And they gave us this big suitcase, and the suitcase was full of clothes, and it was all like sponsored by Kukri. Is that the name, Kukri? I think they're big into the table tennis anyway. I don't know, I've never heard of them since. But Kukri sponsored everything, and he was loads of clobber. And at this point, I'd never been like endorsed or nothing like that. Shout out Monterex, by the way. So I've never been endorsed or nothing like that at this point. So it was a big thing for me, and they give us loads of gear. They give us all boots to look good. You're feeling fresh. You're floating around the gym like you're Muhammad Ali because you got a new pair of boots on. And they gave us loads of new gear, which was amazing. And then we went to the airport, and then there's a team, a boxing team, a tennis team, whatever, shooting team, everything in the Commonwealth Games. There's a team for everything. And I trained in the English Institute of Sport in Sheffield, and you would see some of these teams training in different places where they would go and do their, like weekly training and stuff like that. I lived in Sheffield every other week for 4 days at this point, being groomed for the Olympic team as a kid, and then goes away with England, and a lot of these other people did too. So there was just like hundreds of people all dressed in England gear. We had to go dressed in England gear, which was a bit mad. Felt like we were going back to school. but yeah, we got to Mumbai airport before we got on a coach. And I'll tell you the little experiences I remember because it was just fucking mad to me. Anyway, it was just mad. Leaving England, leaving Liverpool was just crazy to me. You know what I mean? And even like just seeing the sun, feeling the heat, it was just mad to me. Been away a few times, but nothing like this. So we get off at Bombay. We comes out of the airport, all pulling our Kukri bags. I had England gear we're all made up. Team England, look at me, probably got the cap on and all that. And walked outside, and there's a building site opposite the airport, Mumbai airport. And there's a fella walking past with an Adidas on, a pair of flip-flops, pair of sandals. And I know about health and safety and stuff like that because as a 16-year-old, my coach, Georgie Treble, who's my boxing coach, he also has a demolition firm. And he used to let me work with him. I used to work on a demolition with Georgie Treble. So I knew you shouldn't be wearing fucking flip-flops on site. And it blew me mind because this is the way the states of Bombay, and it just blew me mind. I couldn't get my head around the fact that this fella was he had Adidas on board. If this brick whatever fell missed his head, it was gonna take his toes off. And that blew me head anyway. I don't know why I'm going on about it. And he had bamboo scaffolding. The scaffolding was bamboo, and that blew me head as well. And these flip-flops was probably just getting more of an annoyance to them because they were climbing up the scaffolding with the bare feet. Well, the flip-flops, which was just getting in the way of the bare feet, they were like monkeys getting up the scaffolding. And it was just so odd to me because it was just a different way of life. We got on the coach and we headed down to Pune. It must have been an hour or 2 hours drive. They give us a little packed lunch bag each, and inside this one packed lunch bag, it was a banana the size of about 3 inches long. This banana was mini banana, and I was like, whoa, look at the banana. I didn't even want to eat it. I was that amazed at the banana. I didn't know you could get mini bananas like that unless they were just stale or crusty. And this banana, it was just like, wow, I couldn't believe how small this banana was. And everything was brand new to me. I couldn't just get my head around out. I was like, the sun was out. It was so sunny. My weight was good because I'd been training so hard. I blitzed myself for this camp, and I dieted perfect. I always trained hard, but the diet was where my downfall would be, and I made my decision 8 weeks before it. I started writing down everything I ever ate, and I've carried on ever since. That was 2018. So I was 17, yeah. So in 2018, I started writing down everything that I ate. And to this day now, I've written everything ever since. So that banana will be in them diet sheets. It's amazing really how it's evolved. And then all my training that I've done, everything, all my sparring, everyone I've ever sparred, all my training, my sleep, everything's written down in these diet sheets. It's brilliant. I was actually thinking about writing them up and structuring them properly so someone can actually benefit from them and use them themselves, because you look back and you get loads of great data from all your camps. Must I digress again, Jazzy? You're going on a bit here, lads. If I can get back to the story. So anyway, we get to the athlete village in Pune, and the athlete village, we're driving through, and it's just shack after shack after shack, metal tin roofs and people with no shoes on. It was so sad, but it was surreal. It was something like you see the film Slumdog Millionaire. Is that the film? Yeah, Slumdog Millionaire. Just like that, really. But there's one thing seeing it on the telly, and there's another thing driving through it, and you think, wow, these poor people. But the people were just so nice. I've never met a nicer nation of people than Indians. Don't know what it is about them. Just so polite, gentle people. None of them can fucking fight, can they, really? Makes sense, really. The boxing team was always, they were coming on, they're good now, but back then they were always shite. And there's not many, you never see Indian professional boxing, do you? Because it's the pain game, and they're just nice people. That's what I put it down to anyway. They're just raised, education, nice, kind, gentle people. So that was an experience. That was an eye-opener coming from where I was from, going to this place. And if you look at someone, if you stare at someone, I even get it now, if someone stares at you for more than 2 seconds, you think, what's he looking at? Because that's where I'm from. If you hold eye contact with someone, it's going to be, who are you fucking looking at? You shifty bastard, you snarl at me. That's what people think when you're looking at them for a certain amount of time in England, isn't it? What are you looking at? Where are you from? Do you know who I am? But over there, it was like, they wouldn't even think of anything negative. They wouldn't think of violence. Violence wouldn't be the first thing that they think of. They'd be shocked if at your mentality. And they're just so polite anyway. Going on a bit here, aren't I? But fucking hell, I'm just so happy to tell this experience. It was just so good. So anyway, the first fight I had, who did the door the first time? The first fight. I think I had 3 or 4 fights. The first fight I had was against... The first fight I had was the country called Mauritius. Mauritius is shite, Andy, and it's one of them when you draw Mauritius, you go, yes, get in, Andy, one, know what I mean? And you can't help it, you're a bit confident, you're cocky, everyone's confident when you draw Mauritius, it's like, get in, know what I mean? And I beat the Mauritius, I think, sort of like 17-2 on points or something like that. I'm confident, and buzzing with the first win. I think the next day, the food, by the way, the food was so nice. I never tasted Indian food. I've had food out of Indian chippy, but they're mostly Pakistanis, Andy, who like to be Indian. You never heard that one? I asked the fella in the Indian chippy by yours. Well, the chippy, everything's the chippy in Liverpool. If you didn't know that, the Chinese, the Indian, the Italian, the American, it's all the chippy. Everything. And I've heard, like, if you go on the Indian and if you're from Weymouth, you go on the Indian. If you go on the Chinese, you go on the Chinese. If you go into the fucking USA bar and grill, you go on the USA bar and grill. But in Liverpool, you go on the chippy, no matter where you go. It's all called a chippy. So, must I digress again? So, I goes to get this food, and the food is so nice. It must have been, I don't know what it was. I don't know what animal they were giving us, but it was so nice. But there was just, everything was free. Everything, absolutely everything free. Even the stuff they were selling, because I was a little scouse fucker, everything was free. So, great experience with the food. I didn't touch one cake, and I didn't miss it, because I knew I was getting this Commonwealth gold medal. That's what I was there for. I can have what I want after it. And every day I'm eating well. I'm eating fruit. That's all I'm eating, as a sweet fruit. I was sharing a room with Tommy Stubbs and John Quigley. Tommy Stubbs was fucking crazy. Honest to God, Tommy Stubbs. If anyone knows Stubbsy, he's a great advertisement for ADHD. He does not stop, and he's always on the wind up. And when he's taking the piss out of someone, it's so funny. But when it's on you, it's like, get this cunt away from me. I'm gonna flip, because he's just constant. He's great at it, you know what I mean? Bang, 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 pecking your head with insults, and it's just so funny anyway. And John Quigley was best mates with Stubbsy on the squad. And Quigley was so funny, but Quigley was amplified by Stubbsy, and when they were together, they were just a pair of cunts. And so I was sharing the room with Stubbsy, just non-stop, constantly pecking everyone's head. He can't sit still. And I remember one night watching him, and he was overweight and he had to lose weight, and he was going to weigh in the next day. And he went, I just need some sweets, and he had a Mars bar and a can of Coke. and then skipped, and then fucking lost the weight, and then went net again, because he couldn't not eat, and then went, and you think, fucking, I think it was like a Red Bull or something like that, and then he just went bang, fast to kip. That's Stubbsy for you. He's fucking ADHD, he's mad. He has a Red Bull and goes to sleep. Even the weather over there was so easy to make the weight. I remember running on the track with Mark Kinney, the coach who came with us was Mark Kinney, Mick Gannon. I had a great respect for Mick Gannon. Mick Gannon was very strict, and I don't think like people see eye to eye with Mick, because he seems strict. But Mick had a soft spot for me, and he was good with me, Mick, and he used to let me away with things, because I think he knew that I weren't horrible. I was just problems, you know what I mean? And he used to give me a little bit of leeway, Mick, and he always respected Mick Gannon. Someone was pecking his head one day for an email for something or something like that, and he was going, Mickey. He had a really good sense of humour. He was just like straight he was, and he had a dry sense of humour. I remember him giving this Indian fella his email, and he's going, Mickey, Mickey, Mouse, Mouse, at Hotmail, and the fella's writing his email down, and Mick Gannon didn't even know anyone was fucking looking at him. It's just fucking dry sense of humour round the bend. But I liked Mick Gannon, I got on with him really well. The fella walked away with fucking Mickey Mouse at hotmail.com on his email list and didn't even get on it. So there was Mick Gannon, Mark Kinney, and who else was the other coach? I hate forgetting people like this. Probably come back to me later. But anyway, yeah, I remember running around the second with Mark Kinney. Good experience, easy to get the weight off because it was so hot. And there was a good few little nations there. Scotland was there, Kevin Smith was there with my old coach, my amateur coach, who now turned to be the Scottish national coach, was there with Josh Taylor. And there was the Welsh team there, some good Welsh team, and some good lads on the Welsh team. I already had friends on the Welsh team. Zach Davies was one of them, he was on the Great Britain team. Daniel Chapman was on the Great Britain team. Who else? There was some good lads anyway. And the next lad I fought was a guy from Australia, and he was a cocky little fucker. Proper cocky little fucker, and so was I. And I remember him saying to me, coming over to the changing room, saying to me, right up to me, that little bellend, right up to me saying, oh mate, find you tomorrow mate, good luck mate. And I thought, fuck off, good luck. But he's already put his hands out, and I'm trying to play it cool, and I remember shaking his hand thinking, you shouldn't have shook his hand. What are you doing shaking his hand? And I'm thinking, you little knobhead, who are you talking to, watch then? And I made a point not to I just made a point to like not showboat about him, but was just show him that I was gonna hurt him, because when you're getting beat is one thing, because you're supposed to fight with each other and you're supposed to hurt each other, but when someone's humiliating you and taking the piss out of you, it's personal, you know what I mean? It hurts, really hurts, and you've got to be levels above someone to do that. And if someone's doing that to you, it can be demoralising, and that's what I done when I boxed him. I think I beat him like 17-2 or something like that. And I took you cocky fucker, you know what I mean? You got to taste your own medicine there, because he'd have done the same to me. He was that type of fella. And that was the quarter final. In the semi-finals, I can remember going online at the time, but weren't phones. It was you go on the internet, you pay an hour on the machine or whatever, and go on the internet, and you text home, and people say, oh, I've seen what the Echo over to buy you, and he would think the Echo was like a day behind. The Echo been writing about you and stuff like that, and sending pictures of me and Quigley was in the Liverpool Echo. Now they're in the semis, now they're in the quarters, one of them. The semi-final was the Indian kid. The Indian fella was #1 in the world. He was a good fighter, and what they had a stadium built on this complex. The complex was built just for this tournament, which was amazing. Everything was brand new track, brand new tennis courts, brand new boxing built arena. Must have been like maybe 1,500 seats in this arena, but it was solely for boxing, and it was all built around the boxing ring. It was a brilliant little place. And then he had the Indian in the plate inside the you know, he's the home fighter, and it was round. It was really round. It was 4 2-minute rounds back then. Oh fuck you, well #1 my ass, you're getting it. And he was up the second round, and then no, it was even the first 2 rounds. So the first round was even, I think the second round was even. I was a little bit up, I knew I was up, but he was the home fighter, and the crowd was there for him. It was rammed, and the third round he got a lead, and at the time it was 4 2-minute rounds, and it was point scoring as well, and you were getting the live scores there and then. There was a big screen which tells you the live scores, and when he would go up, you know, coming out for the round, you know it's 4-all, say 4-all, and you hear your crowd cheer, which means they know you're 1 up. They cheer again, you know the 2 up, and that's the way it was, the Olympic system back then. And he was up, and then he started bouncing around the ring on the run, celebrating, and I struggled to get a lead back, catch up to him. And at the 4th round, I knew I had to go for it. I had to give him all if I wanted the chance to win. And at the time, once you were down back then on the judges' cards, they just grew and grew and grew. You know what I mean? It just got more and more and more, and you stopped looking like you were working. That's the way it was back then. So I knew I needed a big round, and I clawed myself back into it. and you're listening to the crowd, like, oh, or yes, whoever side they're on, and I knew I'd claw my way back into in the corner. They're saying to me, now you're even, and then I get up, and we went through this little bit of a one turn each we had of, now I'm up, now I'm on the run, I'm cheering, and one of my best moves at the time was bringing them on, and just bring them back into this web. Once I'm up, bringing them in because he needed a point back, and now you're in my web, I'll just bring you on and I'll catch you. And I was just catching him like that, and it was getting, the gap was getting further and further away, and then I'm running then. After what he done to me, after he was like taking the piss, not fighting me, running because he was up on the cards, I started doing the same to him, so I got the win anyway. And it was an amazing experience because when I come out of the ring, I was ambushed by all the kids, all the Indian kids, and what blew me mind, because the kids in India, they're like little fellas like my kids now, ages 7, 6 or 7, and they're all speaking English. And where we're from, you're not speaking 2 languages, are you? When in England anyway, you're not taught 2 languages unless your parents, you live in Spain or you got an oldie home somewhere like that. Not council estate kids anyway, not speaking, they're not speaking 2 languages, and it blew me mind. And it was amazing to see these little fellas with so much intellect at that young age, and those things, an autograph and all that. And I think pictures had just come about then, camera phones or what, maybe, I'm not too sure, but they were still having they still had pens and paper for an autograph. You know what I mean? I remember signing, like, must have signed for 40 autographs from the kids in the crowd, every one of them, one by one. I'm still sweating and thinking, wow, this is amazing. It's the first taste of that experience of signing autographs and stuff like that I've ever had. And it weren't because they knew who I was, but it was just that I beat their number 1. I felt a bit bad really, because they just all fucking turned on their number 1, you know. So I had a day off before the Indian, and then the next day we were going to fight in the final. Daniel Chapman was on the other side of the draw. Daniel Chapman was my weight. Chapman was a good fighter. He was on a Great Britain team with me. I think he was 1.5, maybe 2 years older than me, and I was the youngest of the pool, and he was the oldest of the pool. And Chapman was a really good fighter from Wales. I think Chapman's a bare knuckle world champion at the minute, BKB. He could be a great fighter, boxer, but I don't think he has a problem with medical issues or something like that. But he's a really good fighter, sharp as anything, fast. And we met in a final, but Chapman had stopped his first lad. I think he'd stopped 2 of them, and he hadn't had many ringed rounds, but I felt like I was more fatigued going into the final because he had a bye and then stopped 2, I think it was, or something along them lines. I remember being more fatigued. I feeling like he was in a better position than me going into the final, but I knew I'd already been in a situation in the goal for the fighting for the bronze medal in the European Championships a few years earlier in Hungary, and saying to myself, no, you fucking fight until the end, get this gold medal. So me and Chapman are fighting, boxing, feeling confident, gonna get me gold medal. I've worked so hard for, my weight's good, everything's good, and I started fighting, boxing Chapman. It's a nip and tuck all the way. No one wanted to go forward. We both had that style where we were counter punches, and I think he was absolutely nothing in the fight. And in 4 2-minute rounds, you get to the end, the last. I don't remember much of the fight. We get to the end. I remember being level, and it was another one of them, and needed the last round to win, and so did he. But no one was up. I think he was only a point in it, and the fight was coming to a close. We knew it was the last 10 seconds. And we also knew because the judges scores get shown live and the coaches in the corner, we both knew that we were level, and we both knew we needed a shot, and the clock's ticking down. It must be 5 seconds to go, 4 seconds, 3 seconds. We both need something here. No one wants to stand off. It's the Commonwealth final for the gold medal, so we both need a shot, and we know we're level. And our both corners are shouting, go for it, and we both went in, we both exchanged, right? And as we come out, it was right on the bell. So we both exchanged, and then the bell goes, and I turn round to my corner and he turns round to his corner, and we both walk back to the corner, and I look down to see my coach's face to say, did we get it? Did I land that shot? And he'd scored a point. 15-14 it was, right on the bell for the gold medal in the Commonwealth Games. unbelievable. The sickness, it was like, oh, you bastard. I couldn't believe the pain that hit me. I didn't know that. I'm not going negative here, I'm talking to great experience. Just keep it positive with each other. But I have to say this, I did not know that you can black out with grief, just like black out in stress and pain. I didn't know that, and my whole world went black. I remember little bits of like flashes. It must have been the next hour. I remember being on the podium, and I remember looking at the Welsh flag going up. I was standing next to Chapman. There's a picture actually on the podium somewhere. I might be able to find it somewhere. I'm just in a bad way. I'm like crying on the podium, constantly crying. The next little snippet I had was standing in a I feel like someone drugged me. I was standing in a room. I was getting a drug test, and the fella's telling me to spin round. I've got my kecks around my ankles, my little pecker out, and the fella's going do the 360 so I haven't got like a black tube of like piss on me or something like that. I was just like spinning around, nearly crying, thinking, will this fella do one? And yeah, I don't remember nothing. After that, I went back, got a silver medal and stuff like that. After that experience, I'm about to go into depression now. Deep depression. I'll get ready for this. After that experience, Tommy Stubbs said to me, Tommy Stubbs who went out the day before, and Tommy Stubbs said to me, should we go for something to eat? I went right to the McDonald's with Tommy Stubbs, and I just ate and ate and ate. It was like an alcoholic drowning his sorrows. I ate. By the time I got home, 2 days later, anything I've seen, I ate. 2 days later, I put on 11 kilograms in 2 days. Now, I've been dying for 8 weeks. My weight weren't even going up in between. I was so bloated. I was sick. I was just trying to numb the pain. But 11 kilograms, I got on the scales and I shit myself. Sometimes you get on the scales, right, and you're that heavy and you go, it's over, I can't make it, that's it now, my career's done, I can't ever make the weight again. You go to the gym, you come home and you go, oh no, I'm alright again. But I don't know if anyone's ever had that way. You're not fat, you think, fucking hell, how am I ever going to get my weight off again? But that was the situation there. Oh, it was scary when I got home. But I remember coming back from the Commonwealth Games, and my fella had just got out of rehab, and he'd come out of rehab when I was there at the games, and he was clean for the first time. I just turned 18, I must have just turned 18 while I was there or something, and he just got home from his house, and it was amazing, you know what I mean? It was amazing coming home, just come back from India, telling him my experience and all that. And yeah, he just come home and he was clean, which was a massive inspiration for me in my life. My life changed because of that, and it was a great experience. But what I got mostly from it, I seen a woman one night. I was walking through the village one night, and the village weren't fully built, and this woman was walking. She was holding a baby. I was walking, this woman was lying on the floor with legs crossed, and she was laying bricks, and she had a baby in one arm and laying brick with the other. And I thought, wow, that woman's laying bricks like a man. That's fucking crazy, that. She's providing, holding her baby in her hands. I couldn't get my head around it. And when I came home, normally when you go to the street corner and your mates are there, or you meet up with your mates wherever, and this is often the conversation where I'm from. Hey lad, what are you up to? Nothing, lad. What are you up to? Nothing, lad. Shit innit? Yeah, lad, shit innit? And when I came home, that was me, by the way. That's not my mate. I'm not saying anyone else is saying that. That was me often with that conversation, if nothing else was going on. But when I came home, when I heard that, nothing, lad, it's shit innit? I remember going to my mate who was standing on the street corner at the end of my street. I'm walking over to my mate, how are you, lad, you alright? Yeah, what are you up to? Nothing, lad, shit innit? And I remember thinking in my head, I was so grateful for my lifestyle, being born in England, just being born here, and knowing, like, not understanding how much I had just being born where I was born from. And it just changed my worldview. And when he said shit in it, I thought, it's not, you know, it's not, it's fucking great. And then my whole life changed because of that. And it was never shit again. That was never my conversation, you know what I mean? That was never my mindset. So that's what I got mostly from it. I got a silver medal, but I never lost a gold medal. But what I got more than anything through this experience was how lucky I was to be born from the parents I was born from, to be born in the world that I was born into, Liverpool. And maybe it's not the best in the world, it's not the best in England, you know what I mean? And financially, for a lot of people, they struggle with council estates, and it's a working class city. But what I realised is, fucking hell, we are lucky. No matter what, we still eat, you know, we still go to school, we still get an education. and we can still see our family. There's public transport, there's shops everywhere. You know, if you're always looking for something, if you haven't got nothing, someone's got something where they can help you out as well, and with a kind city and like that. But these people, no one's got fuck all, so no one can even help each other, even if they wanted to. So that's what I got from it mostly. I got from it how lucky I was in life, and my old worldview, which was more than boxing, and boxing can do that for people. My old worldview from boxing, it totally changed, and my life took off. Then it went long after. My heart was clean, I found God, and my life just changed for the better, you know. And yeah, I never ever, that gold medal I didn't get, but I got more than a gold medal from that tournament. So obviously I still wanted the gold, and still my fucking that silver medal still wrecks me head now, even when I think about that punch Daniel Chapman hit me with on the bell. But that trip was probably the best trip, one of the best trips I've ever had in my life, and it gave me more than I could have ever asked for. So yeah, thank you for watching this video. Got a bit excited there along the way, dragged it out a little bit, rambling, weren't I? But thank you for watching this video. Please like and subscribe once again, so I get loads of money from YouTube and I can go back to India. So like and subscribe and leave a comment so I get even more money. You have a lovely weekend, family. Is it the weekend? I don't even know what day I'm posting this video. What is it now? It's Thursday. I just feel like wishing you all a good weekend. Anyway, I'm at my destination. I'm outside the gym. You have a lovely weekend, family.